is going on, everybody? Welcome to a Friday edition of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty. And with us in studio today, along for the ride, multiple-time Sun Bowl champion, he is Terry Foster in the building.
And always on trouble on Twitter.
Always in trouble on Twitter. But Terry, do you notice the Sun Bowl? The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, bro.
Yes, I know that.
So, do you have any feeling happy about it?
Well, you know what they're trying to do with that, Terry? They're trying to clean up the Sun Bowl's image after the damage that you bestowed upon the Sun Bowl's image. They're trying to get it good with the kids.
Yeah, the only thing I got to say is that it's great.
that just tells you already. We're on one here today on Big D Energy. We are happy to have everybody along for the ride on our YouTube channel. You can jump in the chat thread. We'll get to that as the show goes on. Our social media handles are on the screen. Also, reach out with a tweet, everything. We got the stuff, a studio coming down the stretch here today on a Friday. Remember, you got some toys you want to bring down. Today's the day of action, everybody. We're going till 10 o'clock tonight here at the Woodward Sports Studio. We are at 34915 Woodward Avenue, right in the heart of Birmingham. Big shout out to Myre and Guardian Alarm for all the work they've done. I mean, this studio is just crushed full of toys. So a lot of kids at the Mott Children's Hospital are going to be happy. And a lot of kids really that haven't had a ton to be happy about are going to be happy this Christmas. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really happy about that. And most of all, you guys, everybody out there that did it.
Hey, turn this way for a minute.
Yeah,
Let me see your shirt.
Oh, we got the Coach Prime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. We got the Deion Sanders.
Jackson State.
Yep, absolutely. So, got
Where's
the vintage
dollar signs on that shirt?
There should be. I mean,
right.
The 5 stars too for the 5-star recruits. But happy to have everybody along, as we said, on radio. 93.5, the Roar of Detroit's newest all-sports station. 94.7 HD2 and 99.1 FM as well. Don't forget the podcast page on iTunes. All right, we got all that out of the way, Terry, and people want you to stand up and yell, "Stop the presses." Pete Smith says, can you stand up and say, "Stop the presses"? We need the press.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I need a little press thing. Do I have to stand up?
No, you don't have to.
I'm trying to retweet that we're here.
Yeah. No, you don't have to stand up.
Stop the presses, damn it.
Hey, Pete Smith, there you go, my friend. We got you. We got you covered for that one. Jason Norman says bowl season has officially started. It has in less than 1 hour. We are underway for bowl season, the Bahamas Bowl, Toledo in action today. Are you fired up, Terry, for bowl season? I know you are.
I am less and less interested in bowl season as we go on. The only reason I watched the Bahama Bowl a few years ago is because the mighty Chippewas were there. So I will not miss. I will not watch the Bahama Bowl. I don't know if I'm going to watch any bowls this weekend. I'll watch some next week, but it's just doesn't interest me anymore.
No, and I get it, but you know who it does interest? Those people that have their MyBookie accounts locked and loaded and ready to go. As we look at it in real time, Toledo up to an 11-point favorite. The total has gone down to 50. Now, you get minus 105 if you're laying the 11. So that line trending up, lots of steam on Toledo. D-Mac, your thoughts?
You know what? I'd love to be a part of that Toledo football team right now with the nice weather in the Bahamas, but you know what? You only get to play down there one time probably in your career. You might make the best of it. I'm taking Toledo and the points.
You laying the points with Toledo?
Them. Let's go, Woodshed.
He's calling for the Woodshed in the first game out of the gate. We'll keep you updated on the Bahama Bowl score as it happens. We'll get it on the TV here in the studio. We'll recap that thrilling Thursday night football game last night. And you know, I eschewed the Red Wings and the Pistons last night and locked into the Thursday night football game. So we will discuss that as well. Lions hosting the Arizona Cardinals. We'll talk about the college coaches in the NFL. Of course, Urban Meyer let go. Kenneth Walker says no dice. He's not playing in the Peach Bowl, as does Kenny Pickett. We'll discuss that a little bit more as well. The NFL draft. We got a lot of football to get to. My get-right pick for the weekend. T-Foss, you ready to jump into this, man?
Yeah. What 1 a.m. game? There are no 1 a.m. bowl games.
I know.
So you're in trouble, brother.
No, I've got it hashed out though. We're going to the New Orleans Bowl a little bit later on tonight.
Lord have mercy.
You know what it is, T-Foss. COVID, though, and look, guys, I know people talked about it when we were discussing it. I'm not going political on it or anything like that. I'm not, discussing to vaccinate or not to vaccinate. None of that stuff. That's up to you guys. You guys do your lives how you want to do it. What we're talking about is the angle of how it pertains to sports. The NFL has changed their COVID regulation, and I'm curious to see some of these tweets, some of these graphics, because it changes by the minute. Tony Pelissero says, amidst the rash of positives tests, the lockdown is back in the NFL through Monday, at least for players and staff, regardless of their vaccination status. No visitors, no dining out on the road, T-Foss. I know you don't condone that. No gathering in groups of 4 or more, no public appearances, no clubs, no bars, no parties, no fun, D-Mac.
The No Fun League. Here we go. It's back. But I think, we've seen this coming. We've talked about it and more. And to Terry's point, is this about watching a bowl? Terry, we might have to watch today's bowl game because it might be the only one that's played on the time. And we talked about this yesterday, Neil, do you think because now more and more NFL players, more and more NHL players, NBA, NFL making these decisions, I don't think Terry's got to worry about the bowl games through most of the season, because I think that you saw it last night in the NHL, right? Philadelphia and Montreal. What they do?
No fans.
No fans. Like 2 hours before the game, no fans. I don't think that's a one-off. I think that that's going to be sort of the norm. And what did I say yesterday, Neil? The No Fun League, NFL, wait for them to make the first move, right? They're the Billionaire Boys Club.
Right.
They're the monolith, so to speak. Terry, when they make a decision, then that affects everybody else.
NFL is like, we do whatever the heck we feel like doing. We'll play through COVID. We'll play through natural disasters. We're the king gorilla here. We do what we feel like doing. But here's what we have to be careful about. We cannot have another shutdown in this country. I don't think this country can take it. And it sounds like, we might miss some games. You may have some games with no fans in it. I just don't think the United States can handle that again.
Well, I don't think we're going to do it again. I think that we're to the point now where, and that's the disconnect between the sports world in the real world.
Yeah, because there's 2 different rules.
There's 2 different sets of rules. There's 2 different ways of going about business. We're not shutting down the world again. It's not going to happen. It's just not. I mean, you look at where we are, like economically as a nation, as a world right now. There's shortages of stuff. Inflation's through the roof. It's been proven. Terry, that train has left the station and it ain't coming back. We've proven that.
But here's why sports is not the real world. These athletes are like $1 million corporations, and you have to treat them as such. So you have to protect the product on the field. You don't have to protect as much as someone who's sewing buttons on a shirt or something like that, or us, or producers or stuff. But athletes, you have to produce them because they are the commodity that we all come to see. So that's why, once again, we're going into sports is not the real world, and so maybe sports is going to handle things differently than the real world does.
And Baker Mayfield got on Twitter, and obviously he's on the COVID list for the Browns, as are about a million other players, it seems like, in the NFL. Baker Mayfield said actually caring about player safety would mean delaying the game with this continuing at the rate it is. But to say you won't test vaccinated players if they don't have symptoms, then pull this randomly, doesn't make any sense to me. And Baker Mayfield, I think, and I, D-Mac, are on the exact same footing, because that's all I'm looking for is transparency in a world that is less and less transparent. Just come out and say it. And that's why if this is what your actions are, if this is what your desire is, to go ahead and do this and to make your money and to do all that stuff, then just say what it is. And then consequently, D-Mac, do my plan. We're we're not testing vaccinated people who have no symptoms. We're not going to do it anymore. Just move on. We're about the money here. Let's cut the BS.
Well, let's look at the 2 things that you proposed this week, right? both ends of the spectrum.
Right.
Either you got to shut it down, 2 weeks, let it go, or the guys that are tested or whatever, you got to change the ruling. You look at the NFL; they went from one clear test. Now they changed in some of the policy, but I think for any of us in life, no matter what we're talking about, and this is the biggest issue, it's the transparency, because we can all look at that and go, well, where's the common sense? There's no common sense. And the biggest thing is there's 2 different rules. So all these athletes go to the rink, they got to get tested, do all the stuff. I go to the grocery store. I go wherever else.
You came here.
I came here.
I came here. Terry came here.
You know what I mean? It's
I didn't test today.
a different thing. It goes to not knowing, right? We're 2 years in, and if we just say, hey, we messed up, or we don't have a full grasp on this, that we need to do something. It's just, what's the consistency of what they do? It's not the right or wrong. It's just the why. And we're all sitting here, and if Baker Mayfield, who we sit here and, oh, what did he say dumb now, or did he step out of line? No, what he's saying there is, like, if you're going to have compassion for people,
then shut it down.
But you don't, because at the end of the day, Robert, what is it all about? The dollar bill, yo.
Well, D-Mac, let me hit you with this. And Tammy Chin says, I want the players to decide, not the league. So what you were a player. Put yourself in an NHL player's shoes right now, D-Mac. What would you lean towards? What would you, if I gave you the keys to the NHL castle and said, here's how we're going to deal with COVID by doing what Darren McCarty, the player, says, what are you saying?
Well, if everybody's tested and everybody's gone through the protocols and got the vaccines and stuff like that, and if you're all in your own pit, like it's the same rules. So if you've done everything that's supposed to be done, and then you can continue to do it. It's just the fact that what hurts the most as the player is I don't want to win. Like, yeah, if somebody gets hurt in the playoffs, or you got to face the Dallas instead of the Colorados, well, that's luck of the draw, more to speak, than it is to the whole fact is that I don't need to see the East Coast Hockey League team or the AHL team or all these to put this in. This is the NHL as a player. So as much as I say this, and this is true, the honor of it, you look at what's happened in Calgary, they don't have their team. Well, it's, you know what I mean? It's not fair. You want sort of more of a fair playing field. And in Canada and in the States, it's totally different. Somebody said, they're on their 4th or 5th lockdown over there. Right, so we know because of vaccination rules that they change that it's all different. There's no consistency across the board. So when there's no consistency, how can we not be in this position? That's what I'm saying.
And boom, there it is.
It's consistently inconsistent, and it's always about the dollar.
Terry,
right?
Terry, what's the answer here, man? Give me the answer, Uncle Terry. Terry, pretend
we're at the Sun Bowl.
Pretend we're at the Sun Bowl having a drink right now.
Right.
But it's not 2 a.m. yet. Say it's like 4:30 in the afternoon. We're only like 5 drinks in.
All right.
Okay, we're only 5 drinks in. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. We're getting our base to go out tonight. What's the answer, Terry?
I think the answer is we don't have answers. But here's what I would do. I would not, if you took a vaccination, I wouldn't test you, because I'll admit I want you to play. I want the games to go on. My fear is that, we may not have the bowl games that I care about, may not have NFL playoff games. So if you are vaccinated and showing no symptoms, I'm not testing you. Now, the other people with no vaccinations and showing signs, yeah, I'm testing you and probably will hold you out. So,
but isn't that the way it is now? Different rules for different guys. Whether we see in the NHL with here with Bertuzzi, we saw with like Aaron Rodgers, or what different things have to go through. I tend to sort of agree. It's just the consistency, Neil. It's consistently inconsistent, and at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen. The more and more we get days on Monday, what are we going to be looking at? Right, leagues either shutting down or postponing.
Yeah,
games.
you can't have it both again.
My message remains the same.
Ways. We tried.
That's the American.
And we got away with it for a while.
The American way,
yeah.
Right, to try to have your cake and eat it too, and to try to have it both ways. And now it's coming back. Now, I guess the caveat or the fact is now this Omicron, right, where it's 70 times more chance that
transmissible or whatever, yeah.
but it's not as severe. So I think it's more of how dealing into the flu. But it's obviously you don't want it to kill people. And the big thing, and thank you to our council, are a lot of these decisions made to keep legalese out of it, to keep 100%. It out of the courts and stuff like that.
But see, just say that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that's what they're doing, is say because because we don't want to get sued.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, this will be a developing story that will continue, because it is. It's a news thing right now. It is. But we're done talking about it for right now because, for me, we're not going to get just say, we want you to play because that's how we get that broadcast money, and we're just not going to test you if you're not symptomatic and you're vaccinated. So that's my answer, but no one asked me. Robert Closia says Neil's drinking strawberry margaritas at 4:30, but Pete Smith says it well. He says those frozen drinks sneak right up on you. They do. Let me tell you something that shouldn't sneak right up on you. MyBookie.ag. If you want to get in the betting action, we are less than 45 minutes away from the Bahamas Bowl. We're monitoring the lines as we speak at mybookie.ag. Right now, as I update it live, I had the latest movement for you. Toledo right now, -11, -105, though. If you're a believer, you get a little bit of a break on the juicy over-under of 50. Get it in. Slide on over to mybookie.ag now. Get in the game. You can bet on the Bahamas Bowl by noon. And here's what they'll do. They'll double your first deposit up to $1,000. Just mention the promo code Woodward and say, hey, my guy Neil, he said to get in on the Bahamas Bowl. I want to do it. Here's my deposit. Double me up. Let's get rolling, and do it at mybookie.ag all bowl season long. You'll have the bowls going on. You'll have some NFL games going on. Over-unders in the 30s because we're talking about third-string quarterbacks, but whatever. You're going to watch anyway, so jump on mybookie.ag and get down on it, man. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's do it. Give yourself a reason to watch that third-string quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Jump on there. Promo code Woodward. Double that first deposit, all the way up to $1,000. I can't click the mouse for you guys. I can't do it for you. Okay, if I could, I would. But get in mybookie.ag. Get that bowl action rolling. Again, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Have a problem gambling? Call the Problem Gambling Helpline, 1-800-270-7117.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
It's that time of the year again. Time for our second annual Stuff a Studio with Woodward Sports. Last year, Metro Detroit came together to help make the largest single toy donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. This year, we make it even bigger. Stuff a Studio is happening December 13th through the 17th at the Woodward Sports Studios in Birmingham. The children in Mott Children's Hospital fight so hard all year. Now it's up to all of us to help bring a smile to their faces. So while you're out holiday shopping, make sure you pick up an extra toy or two and help us spread some love to Metro Detroit this season. We look forward to seeing you December 13th through the 17th as we stuff our studio with Woodward Sports and Myre.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go! Ho, 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 ho.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
Off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Friday, getting you ready to start a bowl season. The Lions will be home at Ford Field against the Arizona Cardinals, and DeAndre Hopkins lists Arizona Cardinals. Still a 12-point favorite, though, on MyBookie. Neil Rule back here with you. D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Detroit sports media icon, Terry Foster. And as we always do on the Lions home game weekends, we welcome in the Detroit Lions hometown hero. A lot of you are going to the game. I'll be at the game as well, just in a fan capacity, and I'll see this guy out on the field as he's honored by the Detroit Lions. United States Marine Corps Corporal Walt Kopinski, our guest here today.
Thank you.
Walt,
Appreciate that.
How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Great, thank you. Good to be here.
Absolutely. So, Corporal Kopinski entered the Marine Corps in 1967 upon the completion of Marine Corps basic training, was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division in Vietnam. He served as an infantry squad leader. He got a Purple Heart for injuries sustained on Christmas Day in 1967 and returned to the fight, only to be severely wounded when he was shot in the stomach by the enemy on May 24th, 1968. That was just 1 month before his return scheduled home. He was honorably discharged and medical retired from the Marines in April of 1969 after his recuperation. So, Walt, we're running the pictures right now on the screen that you getting the Purple Heart as you're in the hospital. And, Walt, I always say it when we have the hometown heroes on. I mean, number one, appreciate your service. As I talked about, my grandparents, my father served during Vietnam as well, and because of that, I didn't have to. So I'm forever grateful for you for that.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. But, Walt, I mean, let's go through that, because for me to have these discussions, I see you getting a Purple Heart on a hospital bed.
Yeah.
And I know what your guys' mentality are. How can I get back in the fight? Take me through that. Are you born with that? Is that built by the Marines? Where do you get that from?
Back then, my brother was in the Marine Corps too. He was in Korea. We knew we were going to get drafted. Back then they had the draft. We knew we were going to get drafted anyway. So me and my buddy decided to join the Marine Corps. Figured, if we're going to join, we'll join the best. At that time it was. So we joined. Soon after we got our draft notice, but we have already joined a few months before we went in, actually.
Now, would you have been drafted to the Marines, or were you drafted to?
It was a choice.
You chose to go to the Marines, but
Yeah.
when they draft you, did you get a choice? Like, if you would have waited till the draft card came in, would you have been in the Army? Or?
No, they just picked like Army, Navy, Marines, Army.
Oh, they
went through the line.
Duck, duck, goose.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess my question to you, Walton, thank you, obviously, for your service, and you can butter up to me anytime. If you can't see Walt through the radio, he's wearing all his Red Wing gear right now. Now, what would you say, looking back, because I see you have family members here, and there's our boy Ronnie Cyrus who does enough, but what would you say from back then is that you take away that what the military taught you to persevere through? You're still here 2021, and maybe I guess what you pass down to your guys, but can pass down to people at home?
Well, my biggest thing that I learned is how to work together and be together. If one guy messed up, they punished everybody, so everybody kind of stayed together, well trained and well. Now I'm a neat freak because of that, because you always had to have spit shine shoes and everything else. So I'm crazy about stuff like that. Drive my wife nuts sometimes.
Cheryl, I'm talking to my wife right now. That's my problem. I'm not a Marine. I didn't go to the Marines. I'm just a dumb jock. But so the life skills to this day and things that you like, because you're talking about something that you realize. How about on a more somber note is you've seen a lot of bad Lions games, a lot of bad Lions teams. But do you have any great moments, like to go down what this means to you to be standing on Ford Field doing all this?
Well, it means a lot because, yes, I have. I've been at BDE Stadium watching them play when the snow is coming down.
Make sure you run into Tom Mazaway, because he's the only other person I know that was old enough to be there.
He kicked the football and you got to keep it, and so that was cool. Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
My favorite game is hockey. So.
You know what? I don't blame you.
Yeah, and my favorite game is March 1997.
March 26, 1997?
March 26, 1997.
What happened that day?
There was a little bit of a scramble on the ice.
You know what, Walt, because you're here, I'm going to give you this little caveat to everybody else who hasn't heard or hasn't seen me talk about this.
Sure.
But March 26, 1997, and in the midst of a military guy, and for lack of a better term, I use that as Red Wing D-Day. Right? In hindsight, we go back and say that things changed. Now, I'm a little biased, because if you go to the tape, he made me the star, but don't be mad at me, be mad at him. But anyways, to get the revenge on Lemieux for what he did to Draper and stuff like that, but also, too, when I scored the overtime goal, because I only got 4 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct for pretty much something that I get kicked out of the league for these days. But I scored that goal, and at the end of it,
Yeah.
It was the proverbial. It didn't matter in the team, the building, the city, the state, the country, the world, the universe. Red Wing Nation. It was the proverbial. It's going to be all right. Don't know what it means. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
I sit here in hindsight, 4 cups because of that were at work. But I tell you this because, the second time I had that feeling, exact same feeling, I've only had it twice, was when Steve Yzerman, your captain, my captain, our captain, was introduced as vice president and general manager a few years ago.
Yes.
So it's not when, it's when, right? The vibe, the feel. So as it means a lot more to me, and on behalf of all of my Red Wing brethren, that we appreciate the sacrifice that you gave us so that we will eventually be able to do that. But, I sort of remember that game. That's sort of one of my favorite, too.
So Walt and Walt Kopinski's here in the studio, lives in Fraser right now. He will be honored by the Detroit Lions as a hometown hero this Sunday's game against Arizona. Here's a question I have for you, Walt. And for me, you're still serving, the Vietnam Veterans of America, Disabled American Veterans, Purple Heart Organization. The other note in your bio there, you married to your childhood sweetheart, Frances, for 52 years. You got 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. My wife and I, our first date, and look at that couple up there on the screen right there. But my wife, we met, our first date was homecoming, freshman year of high school. So it's my childhood sweetheart too. How do you navigate those years, in terms of just being together all the time? Because now, even us, we're 18 years in or whatever, we know what each other's going to say. More importantly, we know what each other's going to think. How am I going to make it to 52 years, Walt, is my question.
That's a good question. I'll tell you, my wife really helped me along. She supported me in everything I did, and I just fell in love with her a long time ago, and I can't get out of that. I just want to be with her all the time. We sit home together all the time now that I'm retired. That's about all I can say. She's the boss. She keeps me in line. And
all right, then I'm off to a good start.
Yeah. We're in the right spot.
I'm off to a good start because she's the boss. Right. She keeps me in line.
So I admire you guys. I fired my high school sweetheart in college.
Well, T-Foss, he's always in character, Walt.
Yeah, I know. You just say yes, dear. And then you can go in another room and scream and just go outside and run around. And
so I'm on the right track.
You're
I'm
on
doing
the right
things
track.
the right way.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Well, I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate you coming to the studio, too, and I'll be cheering for you. And, in our YouTube chat, there are the people that are watching in real time. Tammy, good morning, Walt. Thank you for your service. Mike, Oorah, Marines. Dave, thank you for your service. Walt, it strikes a lot of chords with a lot of people. We're honored to have you here. We'll be honored to cheer for you at Ford Field and appreciate your service. And thanks for coming in, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hey, well, you know what? I know a couple guys or whatever that you know.
Yeah.
I think you just met Nick out there in the hallway.
Right.
We got to get Ronnie. We got to get these guys down to a Wings game.
All right.
For
Hey,
sure.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
After you enjoy your Lions game.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And don't laugh at them.
I won't laugh.
All right.
Draft capital, Walt. Draft capital right here. That's it.
We're all about the draft capital around here. We're also all about the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, home of the original bowling pin game called Foaling. Host your corporate parties, host your team building events, your holiday parties as well. It's running up late up against it right now, but reach out to the Foaling Warehouse. Get that set up. Your coworkers have done it. Your neighbors have done it. Your friends have done it. They've all told you how much fun it is. You need to go do it too because it's one of the prime spots. It's a part of the Detroit nightlife. You can jump in on the unlimited open play for just $10. You can reserve lanes privately for your group. There's over 100 beers available. Multiple full bars. Our producer, Sawyer, had the good fortune of popping $2 in their mystery beer machine. He came out with a Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's a win-win-win situation. You hungry? You can bring food with you. You can have it delivered in. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. Whatever you want to do, you can do it at the Foaling Warehouse. Get your foal on. Learn more at foalingwarehouse.com.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
No off-season for us. We're talking sports. 365. Detroit Sports Network. Woodward Sports.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. The toys in the studio here all filling up as part of our Stuff a Studio promotion. We're brought to you by the good people at Myre and Guardian Alarm. My name is Neil Rule. D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. T-Foss, Terry Foster. We also have Fish in the bowl. Sam is jumped in as well. He's on the training trail right now. Big what up, Sam? How are you, man? Sawyer is in the booth as well. He's got the throwback tee on. I have the I have the Deion Sanders 1989 rookie Atlanta Falcons shirt on in honor of Coach Prime getting a 5-star recruit. What are you rocking with here today, Sawyer?
Everybody's favorite Italian plumber, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Driving his car,
there,
you know.
There it is. T-Foss, you ever play the Mario Kart before?
I have and was miserable at it. I kept crashing the buggy, and I think I killed Mario.
You used up all the banana peels in a couple seconds and all that
those
stuff.
Things just go too fast.
We do have to recap it, and I watched it last night. And certainly, we'll get into the Red Wings and, unfortunately, the Pistons as well. There was a good sign from the Pistons game last night, which I'll talk to a little bit later on in the show. But the Chiefs won their 7th straight game, and T-Foss, it was funny to me because I like to flip through Twitter and see what the fans are thinking and everything like that. And about the middle of the second quarter, a lot of the fans were saying, I was told the Chiefs were back, and I was told Patrick Mahomes was back and everything like that. They look all the way good now, don't they? It took a minute to get the engines fired up, but they got it cooking.
They did, but, Twitter's not the real world. People like to cherry pick things. I've been hearing for 4 or 5 weeks, when are the Kansas City Chiefs coming back? We know they're coming back. They stink right now, but we know they're coming back, and maybe that was they've won 7 in a row now.
Yeah, and they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. And it's funny, too, because we talk about all this, and by the way, Travis Kelce's still that dude.
You know
He's
who
a
you
force.
remind me of last night? Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl.
They couldn't deal with him.
He was just through everybody.
Yeah,
especially that last touchdown. It's crazy.
And keep in mind, too, the Chiefs didn't have Chris Jones, arguably their best defensive player, who was in COVID protocol.
And here's the one thing, right, which has always been the knock sort of in the past, that this was an all-offensive team and their defense wasn't that good. I mean, that game turned into Madden. Fourth down. I've never seen so many 4th down calls, 4th down going both sides.
D-Mac, give it to me. Come on.
You got,
give
seriously, what is that? And what goes down, and I don't know if it's the right decision. I don't know if it's the wrong decision. I know it's the right decision if you make it all the time, right? Like stuff like this. But then, so do you, and who do I ask? I don't have Joy to ask. Terry's seen a lot of football. You're a football guy, right? Does the 3 points at the end of the half that San Diego could have taken, do you like that? Is it bad coaching? Is it where do we stand on this? Because holy cow, I thought I was witnessing Madden last night with all the 4th downs that both teams were going for, and it turned into that game.
I was waiting for you to kind of bust my chops about it, because you guys know me. I'm team go for it, especially inside of 3 yards.
Listen.
4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3. I say you go for it every single time.
Listen, I thought you had the headset.
Yeah.
Seriously, I thought you were play calling down from upstairs, like just go. But you had both headsets on because they were both going for it. It was one of those sort of track meet teams. And I think at the end of the day, what you saw, right, and is a team in Kansas City that has been there, good and bad. They've won, they've lost. I'm telling you, as a player, that adversity that you felt and been into can work. Now you have to go out and execute, and that wasn't a unbelievable game in every aspect, but it just goes to show you, I don't know if it's back, but it's also too is they're dangerous, and their defense is better than it has been in the past.
And see, Sawyer just ran the play on the YouTube channel. This was a 4th down play that worked. It was there, and Mahomes just never had a grip on the ball. See, you can't account for execution. You assume execution when you make these decisions to go for it.
Well, here's the whole great thing, right? You saw that earlier with Kansas City. They went for it down fourth where Joey Bosa stuffed two on second and third down, got around the corner to keep him out of the end zone, and then they were able to stuff it there. It's about execution. I guess what you're trying to do is this: if the odds on this play are going to work, what do you think? Fourth down, you need it like 90%? You think like 9 out of 10 is then you're going to go for it?
No, I think what's happened is that we preach so much that if you kick field goals, you're going to lose games. In defense of the Chargers, they're like, we can't kick this field goal. We got to go for it. Because
we're playing the Chiefs.
We're playing the Chiefs. We're going to die eventually, so we got to go for it.
My only question, right? You're up, and this is the half. You're up 14-10, right? To take it, and now here's the biggest thing that you did is you flopped the field because you took the ball away from Patrick Mahomes to score at the end of the half and then get the ball back, right? The proverbial double score, right? So if you put that in, even if is your mentality as you're looking back, or to not say, if I go in with 7 and I know they're going to come out and they get 7, well, we're on the same place.
That's how I would have played it.
At that point, I'm just wondering too, because when it goes back to the Madden, because it's that Madden mentality that I think you might kick it there too, just because of where the points is, because it made it 7. And you're going to give them back in worst case scenario, you're tied.
And that's exactly what I would have done too. Even an anti-field
but I don't know if
guy.
I'm thinking if that's a fan thinking, a hockey guy
I thought it was
thinking.
a bit aggressive too in that first quarter, on that first possession. They get that big kick return, and it's fourth and goal from the 5. See 5 yards. The analytics, you're not going to convert as often. To me, on that one, and look again, as I said, I'm team go for it most of the time. In that situation before half, I would have kicked the field goal, and on that opening drive, I would have kicked the field goal. But they didn't, and they went for it aggressively. And T-Foss, I won't crush them on it, because this is one of the few times where it didn't work, where they came up empty that's the most fourth down stops I've seen in a game. In a long time. In a long time.
Right.
And when you kick 2 field goals, T-Foss, you're still losing to a touchdown. 1 touchdown you're losing to.
That is true.
Kick 2 field
My
goals.
philosophy, I'm not a coach in the NFL, but in the first half, I'm trying to get every point I can get, whether it's a field goal, a touchdown, a safety, whatever. And then I worry about the analytics in the second half. Okay,
that's fair.
I need to go for 2 here, but whatever I need to do, I need to study it more. But in the first half, just get as many points as you can. For instance, I mean, if it's 14-10, if I'm trailing 14-10 in the first half, and it's 4th and 3, I'm probably going to try to kick that field goal. I don't care if I'm down 14-13, because I still got a whole half to play, but it's better than 14-10.
Right, and even if they get a touchdown, it's still, as the Chargers did, it's still a 1-score game theoretically with the 2-point conversion. So I mean, for me, I get what the Chargers were trying to do, and Twitter was full of it would have been nice to be up 9-0, like that whole bit. But for me, again, most of the time I'm going to go for it. Those special situations right before the half when you have the ball possession flip and the score flip and everything, I'll kick field goals then if it lines everything up right. It's just I don't have a big problem with
My
it.
question to both is, did Kansas City win that game, or did San Diego lose that game?
I think it's both things can be true.
Both things can be true.
Because look, Travis Kelce.
Stud.
Yeah, man. I mean,
can't tackle a tight end halfway down the field. I mean, he zipped it. He looked like me. Look at it. Whoa. Where's Nienema? Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
See
later.
ya.
And that's and look too.
That's the guy that's got
the over pursuit right there.
Yeah.
And two, like Patrick Mahomes, I think we can all agree he hasn't been T-Foss. He hasn't been that Patrick Mahomes that he's been in the past.
He is not.
He's a little bit off, but then, just a tasty little 410 yards with 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the numbers are still there, and he's not sharp.
He made some great throws, right?
He did,
but
he's
also
still not sharp.
He showed the one that, right? And he's not that sharp. To me, what's the telling tale, right? Is when he gets out of the pot, but how loose he is with the ball.
Yeah.
Right? And just how still those little flicky things, and Bosa got him on a strip sack.
I even like the little pitches and little
sloppy.
gimmick things that they do is
looks,
fine.
You know what? It almost looks like he's bored a little bit. You know what I mean? Like he's almost trying to bring himself a little bit more excitement. You know, a little bit of.
Or Patrick Mahomes in the back of his head can be thinking, because of what's happened the last 3 or 4 years, I can do anything I want and it's going to work out. Well, guess what? It's not. And I think he's finding that to be true now, that he's got to pay attention to details. I thought that Kansas City could turn things around if they just played a little more simple on offense. But, you know, they're still going for the big bomb, and he's still throwing in the double coverage because it's worked before, but it doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, but even yesterday, they have a 3rd and 10. And he chucks one down the field to Tyreek Hill, who's covered and interfered with and reaches around the guy and still makes a catch. And I will say this, and guys, look, I know, I'm not saying I want the guy to raise my children or anything like that. I'm not saying I want him to date my daughter or anything like that. But I enjoy watching Tyreek Hill on the football field. He is must-see television for me. On the football field, between the lines. That's it. I don't condone what he did before, none of that stuff. But he's on the field. I'm going to watch him play on the field. I am. Maybe that makes me hypocritical. I don't know. But he's maybe the most electric player in football.
Most people are like that. They won't admit it, but most people are like that. You know, before someone is drafted, I don't want this woman molester in my city. This is ridiculous. The Lions had better not draft him. But if they draft him, it's like, okay, this is my guy. Don't like what he did, but I'm supporting him. That's human nature. So don't apologize for that. Most people feel that way. They just won't admit it.
Dante 151 says, T-Foss, I suck at Mario Kart also. So some people are relating to you.
Thank you.
Some people are relating to you out in the streets. Pete says, I thought Neil's shirt was Dion's rookie card, my prized possession, until my mom sold it at a garage sale for $10. Hey, Pete, that cuts deep. That cuts really deep. Robert Closia, Derwin
like
James was out, but still, Derwin made some hits in that game though. He leveled some big time lumber
on the sidelines.
He's a dude,
he steps
man.
in there. He's a dude.
I would want no piece of him squaring up. MPWMU, I think it's just regression to the mean for Mahomes. He's still a top 3 quarterback, MVP quality, and yeah, it was crazy because. T-Foss, as you say, he just got away with everything. Just throwing the ball up, somebody would come down with it. Mm-hmm. And it's been weird to see him be human at times. It's been weird. But in the end, here we are, T-Foss, and we talk about power rankings and the Buffalo Bills and, you know, what's Aaron Rodgers and the Packers doing, and, the Cowboys got it together, and all these types of things. Here come the Chargers. The Raiders are 4-1. And what do we have right now? The old Kansas City Chiefs is the 1 seed in the AFC. And who are you going to bet your money on in the NFC? Who are you going to bet it on?
I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
No, you're not, T-Foss.
In the NFC?
Yeah. They had Tampa at home last year and got cooked.
Yeah, I know. I'm still going with the Packers, bro.
All right, be a contrarian, T-Foss.
I think no, we have different opinions. I think Aaron Rodgers, because of all the problems he had this year, and does he want to be here and everything, and Aaron Rodgers, whenever he says, "Don't worry about it," I don't worry.
I just think when it comes down to it, and TB12 is across the field from him,
he'll show up.
I think TB12 will win. Oh, they will. They'll certainly both.
Aaron's gonna get him this year.
You think so? I'll tell you what I'm gonna get. This guy right here, a bottle of Gypsy vodka. Every day we come in the studio. You see this?
Terry Neal tried to throw this to me yesterday. He goes, "Oh my gosh, my bottle! Somebody's been drinking of it." The old somebody's been nipping out of his bottle.
If you guys, this tells you all you need to know. 3 days ago, I did this read. This thing was up to here. You look at it now. Look, I can give you the reads. I can give you the taglines, all that stuff. I can tell you to support them because they're a local product out of Petoskey. Local guys from the state of Michigan. It's Michigan's gluten-free vodka, countless taste tests, all that stuff. Corn distilled 6 times, artesian spring water, all of it. Look, I can. This is all you need to know. This bottle just a couple days ago was this full. Now it's down to here, and that's like during a work day. I don't know who's doing this, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. Or else Gypsy's just going to have to send me another bottle. I'm going towards it later.
I go to that. You need a refill. I mean,
do.
What better product placement than in your stomach for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, guys at Gypsy Vodka, we're going to need a refill here for the weekend. Bowl weekend is underway. We are 15 minutes away from bowl weekend. Hey, you're going home from work early today, go to that liquor cabinet. And maybe stop by the store on the way home. You see the bottle. You know what it is. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. If you're going to be home today watching the bowl season, smashing that Gypsy Vodka, remember, as always, drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Belizean. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Your Detroit alternative to the normal sports blah, blah, blah. It's Woodward Sports.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, T-Foss, Terry Foster, Detroit sports media icon, Sun Bowl legend, the de facto mayor of El Paso, Texas, D-Mac Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. We got Fish in the bowl, training Sam right now on the 1s and 2s in there. You know Sawyer, you know what he does. We did the Formula Un bit yesterday. We're not doing it again today. Yeah, I'm not falling for that again. We did decide we're gonna have a 1-minute segment or 2-minute segment, and it's gonna be
like Jay Towers' Space Minute.
Yeah, right? But here's the deal on it. We're gonna do it. You're gonna do a Formula Un update, but it's a hard clock, and once it's over, your mic's getting shut off, and we're not talking about it again. Is that fair?
Oh,
Is that fair with everybody out there?
You can't do a minute, but yeah, I'm okay with it.
No, because I got to do an exclusive deal with Sam and Fish and say, we kill the mic at the 1-minute mark. So make sure you get it in.
I mean,
yeah, but you know, Sam is a real nice guy. He's not going to kill his mic.
No, he needs to. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Sawyer?
Sam's going to sit there with a smile on his face and look at you and kill your mic and still smile.
All right, what'd you say in your defense, Sawyer?
Oh, I was just saying, after the minute, we get into knights and lords and aliens and board games.
T-Foss, it spun into this whole debate about England and Europe, and knighthood came in. Do you think it's too easy, T-Foss, for people to be knighted these days? Like, everyone's getting knighted.
Well,
Sir
I haven't
Elton
been
John.
knighted yet, but
you would be in El Paso.
That's true. But I think they would just give me some spurs or something like that.
Is it too easy to be knighted now? Before you had to joust someone or go to win battles and stuff like that.
You
now,
have to kill somebody.
Yeah, now you make a song or a movie and they knight you.
Sir
Elton John.
Yeah,
it's too easy.
Paul McCartney is a sir. Maybe just for England. I mean, there's no sirs over here. Do they have sirs in Canada, Darren?
Yeah, because we're Commonwealth, so Sir Alexander McDonald.
So we don't play that over here.
But we're Commonwealth.
Okay, well.
We're part of England and Australia and all that other stuff. Fish will fill you in after the show there. The Pan Am Games.
Wow, I love the Pan Am Games.
Of course you do.
All right, Detroit Lions in action at Ford Field. Arizona Cardinals rolling into town. And we stumbled across this stat and look, we talk about the Lions' ineptitude and just how bad it's been. And we know, but I think we're numb to it for the most part. But every now and then, you come across some numbers like this, and it reminds you, like a bag of bricks to the head. The Lions have lost the last 29 games versus teams at 5 games or better above 500. The longest such streak by any team since at least 2000. The Lions' last win against a team that was 5 or more games above 500 was in 2003. 2003. T-Foss, I know you always spread. You're not surprised. I know you're not surprised.
Hell no. I would be surprised if it was something different, because I don't know if you guys got the memo, but the Lions haven't been a good football team in quite a while. So if you are a football team, a real NFL team, and you're 5 games above 500, you're not going to lose to these scrubs. And in fact, I've been in locker rooms where teams with good records, Green Bay, Arizona, they were losing to the Lions at halftime. These players got cussed out by their coaches. What are you doing? You guys are half-assing it out there. You're playing like you don't care. And then in the third quarter, bam, it's done. They come out, they're on fire. They realize you actually have to play football, even to beat the Detroit Lions, and they ended up winning pretty easily. So this doesn't surprise me. Poor things just haven't been good in a long time.
Poor things. Hey, so Neil, to your point, yesterday you brought it up that you were a little bit scared of this game. Does this make you feel better?
It does to some degree. I can be a trend guy, as you guys know. I like to throw the numbers out there and deal in point spreads and all that kind of stuff. 9 minutes away from the start of bowl season, by the way, the Bahamas Bowl.
Neil, you know what game you need to be afraid of?
What's that?
The Green Bay game at the end of the season. Because Green Bay may not have anything to play for.
But hopefully, T-Foss, we have it mathematically locked up by then.
Okay.
And then they can win.
And then, the Lions foolishly feel that if you win the last game of the season, momentum carries over to the next season, which is a bunch of junk.
How can it when people change?
I've never believed that either. People that talk about that.
Series, brother.
End of the playoffs.
Your people say this, and what I mean by your people,
be careful.
He hit you with a you people.
This is you people, and I'm talking about athletes. Say, oh, we just won our last game here, and this momentum is going to carry over to next season.
Now, are those championship athletes, or are those are you talking to winners? Because
it's like the
because when
Lions.
you win at the end of the season, the last thing you're thinking of is the next season. But I guess the champion could say that, but that's the only.
The champions don't say that.
Thank you.
It's the scrubs
so
that
it would
say
have been
that.
me and my friends, bro. I'm just making a point.
I've always been so critical of that, where the momentum carries over to next season. No, it's not possible.
I don't believe momentum carries over to the next game.
I don't think so either, to be honest with you.
That here's where it comes into. You're thinking momentum as a team as a whole. No, confidence and momentum.
That's different.
It's not, but it's also related as the same, because confidence because you're going to build confidence from your last win. Maybe you scored a goal, maybe you made a play, maybe you got in a fight. You don't know what it is. It's bringing all that together is how the momentum, right? If you capture that essence, if we say momentum is this orb, right? If enough guys carry it over, that's because you've seen it. You see it in watching games.
Here's the other thing you see. Let's go to the playoffs. In a playoff situation, if a team wins, I can almost guarantee you that the losing team is going to come out like their hair is on fire and dominate the first few minutes of the game. So where's that momentum?
No, but but that doesn't always happen, because if
you're a lot of times.
It happens a lot in sports, Terry. But what I'm saying is that that's weather in the storm or whatever. That's the ebbs and flows of it's the same thing as saying the two goal lead's the worst lead in hockey because of the momentum. Right, because you can feel it. Hockey's a different game than the other because of the speed and stuff like that. But you can build momentum and confidence, and we see the ice getting tilted in different ways. Now, great teams, right? That'll happen. But at the end of the day, the championship teams, you'll look back and say, "Oh, they were able to capitalize on the momentum of that win or the series win or whatever."
Or the championship team is just better than the other team, so it doesn't matter if they play poorly; they're going to beat them anyway. It could be that. I think momentum is an emotional thing.
I think you're wrong, because when it comes down to playoffs, we see it all the time, especially in series. In hockey, it's different. One-game series in football, the one-game upsets, the bowl series, we're going into it. But I think in a series, the better team usually wins out. But, again, that's what you're fighting, the inner battles within each series, is how do you carry over that win momentum? How do you make sure that a loss isn't compounded into another loss? And that's why playoff hockey is the best. the best in any sport, because you can feel it as a fan when your team's gaining that momentum, and especially in the playoffs or when another team that you own them and you get them down. So I think it's different cases, different situations, but you don't find it as much with an experienced team that has won, right? We'll go back to the Kansas City of last night. Because of their winning, they're losing or whatever, and you mentioned, I agree with you about Patrick Mahomes thinking that he can still do anything, but finally trying to realize, oh, maybe he can't. But he's got that confidence that he can come back.
On our YouTube chat thread, Juice's ghost reaction to that stat line was Jesus. Mike K says the worst in sports. Mike also says hoping since 57. Robert Sawyer says F1 update, Hamilton and Wolf boycotted the FIA awards last night and are crying about it. Hamilton's threatening to leave as if. So there you go. There's our update from our F1 insiders. Clomp Sauce loves the poor things. Reset T-Foss, so that's striking a chord with people. So, it's not surprising. It certainly is not surprising. But we become so numb, I think, to the losing that we forget the impact. And then every now and then I get blasted with something like that. And
Terry's line, oh, these fellas haven't been good for, these poor fellas.
these poor things.
I think the Lions have been so pathetic that in this rabbit town where people believe anything the Lions do, I think there's some apathy going on. And the worst thing you can have in sports is apathy, where people don't care. The Lions are reaching that point because they've been so bad, and they've made all these promises over the years, and they've done nothing. And now, once again, we have that carrot in front of us, the #1 draft pick. They've had #1 draft picks before. They've had losing seasons before. And they're still a bad franchise.
That is true, my friend. That is true. Speaking of that bad franchise, we're going to talk a little more about their matchup with the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray staying on the other side. I have a question for you guys, too, about TJ Hockenson, because it's not looking good, man. We'll just say it like that. But did want to remind you, our second annual Stuff the Studio wraps up tonight at 10 o'clock. We're doing it for the Mott Children's Hospital. We are taking your toy donations here in studio at 34915 Woodward Avenue. We're right in the heart of Birmingham. If you want to bring out a toy, we'll make sure that it goes to the children at the Mott Children's Hospital. And again, guys, I level with you like this. A lot of these kids, this is the only taste of Christmas they're going to get because they're in that hospital. They don't go home for the holidays. So, let that marinate for a couple of seconds. Take a look at your life and what you're thankful for, and bring a toy on down. If you can't do that, go to our website at woodwardsports.com. You can donate financially on there as well. And we're doing it last year, over $70,000 in toys. We're looking to push past that this year. That was the biggest donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. So we're taking it personally. We want to go above and beyond that. And guess what we're going to do next year? We'll go above and beyond that. And that's really because of the sponsors, too, Myre and Guardian Alarm. They've stepped up to the plate on this huge. I want to give them a lot of props for their involvement. We've been doing the Blitz for it this whole week. So, again, 10 o'clock tonight, here in person if you want to drop off toys. 34915 Woodward Avenue, right in the heart of Birmingham. Woodwardsports.com if you want to donate financially as well. Help us stuff this studio and give these kids a good Christmas. We'll be back with more. It's Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network.
It's that time of the year again. Time for our second annual Stuff a Studio with Woodward Sports. Last year, Metro Detroit came together to help make the largest single toy donation in Mott Children's Hospital history. This year, we make it even bigger. Stuff a Studio is happening December 13th through the 17th at the Woodward Sports Studios in Birmingham. The children in Mott Children's Hospital fight so hard all year. Now it's up to all of us to help bring a smile to their faces. So while you're out holiday shopping, make sure you pick up an extra toy or two and help us spread some love to Metro Detroit this season. We look forward to seeing you December 13th through the 17th as we stuff our studio with Woodward Sports and Myre.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go! Ho, 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 ho.
Opinions are like ear holes, and we're putting ours in yours.
Well, that's not winning, Joy.
It's Woodward Sports.
Pulling up all in the second hour of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, T-Boss, Terry Foster in the house. Fish is over there training Sam on the audio end of things. Sawyer, the offensive lineman of the show. He's running. He's creating those holes for us to run through. There is no question about that. Getting ready for the start of the Bahamas Bowl. Pulling up on the first game of the bowl season. Toledo, Middle Tennessee State. Toledo -6.5 on the first half line, T-Foss.
Okay, go Toledo.
if you want to get down on that. You want Toledo in the first quarter, T-Foss? Toledo -3. If you want
I'll take that. Yes.
The first quarter action?
Yes.
That's what T-Foss. Jump on your mybookie.ag account right now. Remember, promo code Woodward. Double your first deposit up to $1,000. Take Toledo in the first quarter. That's what T-Foss says. Toledo over under 30.5 by themselves, T-Foss.
I'm going over.
You're going over with that?
Have you been to the Glass Bowl, by the way?
Yes. When they played the U a couple years ago.
Okay.
I went to the
been
game.
Beautiful. And they won that game.
Miami crushed them.
Did they?
Yeah.
What game did Toledo's won some games against some Power Fives there.
Yeah, not against Miami.
Okay.
I still have this picture, I think, on my phone. I took my son. Miami had this 6'4", 200-pound receiver, and he was lined up against Toledo's defensive back. He was like 5'10". Physics won out. Yeah.
Poor thing.
Physics won out. Here's one for you, T-Foss. Will either team score 3 unanswered times? Yes or no?
No.
No, you can get plus money on that, plus 180.
Well,
there you go.
Not wasting my money.
Will there be a score in the first 5.5 minutes of the game?
Yes. Sure. By Toledo.
Any score?
Any score.
Oh, yeah. Down for that.
All right. And the TV just kicked on. We're getting into coverage. I made look at there's Bryant Kuback right now. 5 straight 100-yard games for the Toledo Rockets.
Brother,
Guys, I'm about to check out.
I'm going to allow you to watch the game.
Okay.
But I'm not going to allow you to get excited over Toledo in Middle Tennessee.
Oh, we are, Jerry.
Sorry.
T-Foss, it's the first one.
So Dad's in the curmudgeon, and look at this guy on a Friday,
T-Foss, dude.
Like we're a week out from Christmas and stuff, and you're gonna be bah humbug this week. Come on,
T-Foss. Look, for me, here's how this is gonna go.
Real bowls.
I know,
but it's not a real bowl, dude.
But it is.
At least give me the Peach Bowl, the Orange Bowl, or
it's the Bahamas Bowl. Look how sunny it is.
Oh, look at Booger.
The broadcasters are in golf shirts and everything. T-Foss, come on, man. See, here's what it's gonna be like.
Right.
This is gonna be like. You know that 12:05 game of the NCAA tournament on Thursday? The very first one.
Well, there's no one there.
Yeah, and Baylor's playing Southern, okay?
Right.
And Baylor's like a 38-point favorite. And Baylor scores first, and it's 2-0. Everyone's like, oh, here we go. Here we go. The upset's on.
Okay. You know why they do that? Because there is a second game. If Baylor or whomever wins or Southern wins, they go on in advance. So that makes it more exciting. This one, you just kind of play, get a little stupid trophy that's going to fall apart on the plane, and then just go home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but give them a chance to have that stupid trophy.
They don't even have cuties giving them the trophy.
That's
just some guy on there.
You know that we can know that you're not on the committee, right? You're not on the host committee.
I am not on the host committee.
Oh, man. No, but yes, I am excited. But anyway, getting back to this Lions discussion against the Cardinals, I am curious to know what the game plan will be for the Detroit Lions. No DeAndre Hopkins in this football game. He's out for the season for the Cardinals, so that certainly is a blow. But I know that we have some sound of defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn discussing Kyler Murray and some of the challenges that he proposes.
Man, he's a dynamic athlete. I think the one thing that's not talked about this player more than is just his ability to just throw the ball and whip it. He has a really nice deep ball. Kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson, the deep ball, because he has a really good touch on it. He's accurate outside the pocket. He can make these off-platform throws, and then his ability to just escape pressure and make plays. And that's what he is. He's a quarterback that's an elite athlete that can make plays all over the place, not just with his arm, but with his feet also. So it's going to be a challenge for us. All right, but again, just like any team, man, you got to look forward to the challenge of these good teams. This team is, again, they're trying to seed themselves as the #1 team in NFC. So us as a group, as a defense, man, you got to look forward to being able to see where you stand with a team like that.
And that was Aaron Glenn talking about the game plan as far as Kyler Murray is concerned, the challenges that he presents. And T-Foss, you weren't here yesterday, so I'll get I'll pick your brain on this. D-Mac tried to talk me off the ledge. With the Cardinals, you have a team that's 7-0 on the road. You have a team that struggles, notoriously struggles, once you get past Thanksgiving into December. Notoriously.
Notorious.
I was concerned. I'm concerned, Terry. I'm not going to go bet on it or anything. I'm not taking the Lions on the money line. No way. I have a minor level of concern. Just given the nature of what the Cardinals have going into this game. No DeAndre Hopkins, coming off the loss. I know they can't win, T-Foss, but I'm worried.
Okay. Here, I'm going to ease your mind. First of all, in the NFL, there is the up-down theory. If you play well one week, you're going to be bad the next week. Or if you lose the previous week, you're going to come back and win. Up-down theory. So you're straight. Second is you keep bringing up DeAndre Hopkins, right? Real NFL teams don't worry about a player being out. The Detroit Lions do, because they're not a real football team. The other team just next man up, and you don't even know the dude is missing. So you can ease your mind there. Now, where you should be concerned is, does Arizona come in here with very little interest? Even if they're not interested, it means they'll be in a ball game for 2 to 3 quarters, and at some point they will say, okay, we got to win this game. We're on the road. This is the Detroit Lions, for heaven's sakes. Let's put this game away. Now, may not beat the spread, but they'll beat the Lions.
Terry, you nailed it, right? To your point, they might need to be yelled at, Arizona Cardinals, at a halftime by their coach, just like in the past where you've said that it's happened. That could happen, but I don't see them losing the game. Yeah, cover the spread because it's so big, maybe. But, and you mentioned, like, that's just one of the things. I think because they lost Monday, because they lost to the Rams, they got to refocus, and they have to have this game. So I think from Jump Street, it's one of those games where they get out to a big lead, and who's their backup? Exactly. We're going to find out.
No, and I hope you're right, though. But you brought up an interesting point, Terry, where you talked about DeAndre Hopkins being hurt. Right. And if they are a good team, guess what? The beat goes on.
Right.
Nothing changes.
That's the way it goes.
If they're a good team, that's how it'll be. Now, for the Detroit Lions, speaking of people that are out, TJ Hockenson will be out for the rest of the year. And you guys know how I roll with this. And T-Foss, I talked about this before. D-Mac, I talked about it with you, with Dylan Larkin. For TJ Hockenson right now, next year he'll be 25. He'll be on the last year of his rookie deal. There's an option year for the 5th year. It's not now, but it's coming up very soon. We talked about Travis Kelce here today. ... It's on the horizon, man, where a decision's going to have to be made coming up fairly soon about TJ Hockenson. Is he a good player or no?
Yes. Is he a great player? No, but he's a good player. Are we debating whether to re-sign him or not for a ridiculous contract?
I'm not saying we're there yet, but I'm saying his season's done.
Almost there.
So when he comes back next year, he'll be quote-unquote on the last year of that rookie deal.
I'm signing him.
You're giving him $15, $16 million a year?
We'll negotiate that, but if it comes to that, I think this team is so devoid of talent. You have no choice but to do that. The Lions have to do things that other teams don't want to do because they have to keep their players and they have to try to attract players that normally wouldn't come here. Yes, I would pay him. I would try to get him for 12, but yes, I would.
That's a great point, Terry, is that you gotta look at what you have, and you're not in the same luxury as another team because you're not a destination. So you got to use any asset you have. Now, can we all agree that TJ Hockenson is maybe the 10th best tight end, 5 to 10?
Yeah, somewhere in there. I was going to say maybe 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there.
Right, something like that, right? So as a Lions fan, because he's your draft pick, because of your draft capital, because of contract, it's imperative that you re-sign him because you're not going to go out and then you'll have to draft another guy that high to get that more of a return. So TJ Hawkinson's not going to be your 8th overall pick. Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Gronk-ish guy, but we can agree he could solidify that tight end position at the right price, but you might have to pay a little bit more because, again, you're in Detroit and stuff like this. But I don't think they can allow him to go anywhere, but I don't think he's going to go anywhere for that big money. But here's a second contract, Neil. You're talking about second contracts with guys, right? Wow, that's exciting.
Well, they do have the
Something
option
new.
year, so we're a little ways off of this. But I'm saying, though, start getting that in the back of your mind where you're going to have to make a decision on this guy. And either if you're not going to sign him, then you got to think about moving on. You know what I'm saying? Like moving him for something. I know that there's an option year, but I think in your head you know what you have at the beginning of that option year.
Stop being a worrywart.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, there's your value in moving
saying.
a guy like that before the dollar comes in, and all this is into do you have the right guy doing it, and Brad Holmes. Because, guys, you know what? It doesn't matter what career choice you want to have, yes or no, but in the heating and cooling industry, there's only one choice to make. Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Neil Rule, Terry Foster, DMAC, Woodward Sports Network. Be right back.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
And a miraculous catch. Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. DMAC, Darren McCarty's all fired up. We're joined here in studio. And guys, we said we'll do this, man. When people come through here for our Stuff a Studio promotion that we are doing to benefit the Mott's Children Hospital, all the kids in there that aren't getting out for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Our guy Chris, big Woodward Sports fan, listens, watches, all that stuff. He slid through the studio.
Neil, say his name right. Say his name.
Chris
Kringle.
Yeah, Chris Kringle. Yeah, he has a Chris Kringle for the kids at Mott Children's Hospital. D-Mac's all fired up. He brought the AEW figures in here. Chris, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing well, Neil.
Oh, good, man. I appreciate you pulling up on us, as Joik Bell would like to say. I'm always curious to get the why, man. You know, why are you taking time out of your day? Why are you coming through here? Why do you go to the store? Why do you buy the toys, man?
I just think it's important to look out for those who can't look out for themselves, right? And these kids are in a position through no fault of their own, and it's up to us to take care of them.
That's big time, man, Chris. That's big time, and that's what I'm talking about. See, people like you feel this right now, right? Like look at my guy Chris here, dude. Like took time out of his day, came through here, went to the store, bought the toys because it's important. It's important to us here at Woodward Sports too. You're to be commended, my friend. You are.
I see you rocking the Detroit Tiger hat. What's your? Do you have a favorite? One of the sports teams here is your favorite you follow, or what's Chris Kringle into?
Yeah, I follow those four major sports. Also, DCFC.
Oh my God!
Yeah, there it is.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's
How
go.
about that,
That's a
T-Foss?
championship.
How do you like that?
I'm all aboard.
Yeah, there you go.
Plus, you rock the Tiger hat because it's the best hat we have in Detroit.
It is the best hat.
I get it, but I'm just asking my guy on this Christmas.
I'm trying to help the man out.
He's all good.
It's the sweetest hat we have in Detroit.
It is.
Yeah, you are. Nick on our YouTube chat thread, right on. You're getting a lot of props, man, on the YouTube chat right now. And I know that's not why you did it, man. You did it because I can tell, just by listening to the sound of your voice and everything like that, man. You want to make a difference.
We got a couple kids, so I want to show them that they're fortunate in what they have, and you have to help people out.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's been my big message about it too. I kind of feel like you got to pay that stuff forward, man. But that's big time of you. We appreciate you doing this. Appreciate you watching the show, everything like that, and rocking the Tigers lid, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you guys do a great job. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Give it together, bro. Thank you, man.
Give it up to Chris, everybody. Our guy here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, bringing in the AEW stuff
Rocking
too. D-Mac's all
hat.
fired up. We can't. Don't let D-Mac just take that out of your mind.
I got it.
Just forget that it's there. Okay, it's going over to the Mott Children's Hospital.
It's Pack. It's the bastard Pack. He's unbelievable. 450 up. The 450 Oh, I can't. I'm not. No, because I'll be enamored with the toys. Plus, we got more. We got Santa's house. Hi.
Oh,
how are you?
We got more in here too. What's
it.
going on, guys?
Good. How are you guys?
Who we have
Good.
here?
So my name's Danielle Morris. This is my son Braden.
What's up,
Braden, what's up, man? How are you?
So fun fact: Braden had Sam's jersey number 99.
Oh,
wow. So the little things. I've known Sam since Sam was a little tiny.
Who's Sam? Oh, Stick.
Oh, Stick.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
tell
we
that
talk
I've
about
known?
Stick.
I guess you can tell that I've known Stick for a long time. 'Cause
Before
I
he
call
was
him by
Stick.
Right. I call him by his first name.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we just decided to bring some stuff in. I actually am part of a charity cosplay group called Guardians of Hope, so I'll put my little plug there.
Yeah.
We do hospital visits throughout the year. We raise money for kids. We work with Make-A-Wish.
Look at the American.
So we just brought in some things that we had. We've got dolls, Barbies, superheroes, and yeah, so that's what we did.
That is so awesome, and
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that's so commendable to the compassion. And I think here at Woodward, thanks.
Coco Melon. Who doesn't love Coco Melon?
Yeah.
I mean, yay!
But I think it goes to show, obviously, in the holiday season where we all be able to get together. But it's important that throughout the year this never changes, and then you're part of a group. What was the Guardians?
They're called Guardians of Hope Michigan. So, like I said, we dress up in different characters. My son Braden actually dresses up as Miles.
Oh, very cool.
Morales, or
Yeah.
we have Spider-Man, and I do Poppy from Trolls, and we do different hospital visits. We go to Sparrow, Beaumont. And we just try to bring smiles to the children's faces. We're actually currently actively working with Legacy.
Good.
That out
Yep.
925 out in Oxford. We're doing a bunch of benefits and different things for the families. We're showing up as their characters to bring hope, inspire change, and awareness, obviously, with everything that's happening right now. So
Absolutely. Well, again, appreciate you guys coming through too, and this makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Us
I
too.
appreciate
That's why we
your
do it.
efforts,
It's a
man.
feel
that
good
you'll do
Friday.
that.
absolutely,
Yes.
I get to do it with my 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there says a lot. My 16-year-old, who's shy, won't come
Yeah.
on the camera. But
No,
The
that's
fact
awesome.
that your
man.
14-year-old is hanging out with you should be commended.
Listen, it's either sports, video games, or once in a while I get this, so I'll take it.
Okay.
That's big time. You're off to a good start in life, man. No
Absolutely.
doubt about that. And appreciate you guys helping out for sure. And thanks for coming through and
Thanks
talking
you
to
for
us.
you guys doing what you do. It's awesome.
No.
Oh, that's
thank you. All
you
in
know
it
what? Real
together.
talk, like Sam, Stick, and Joey, and
Oh, absolutely.
these guys, they're here, and I do want to bring this up. Is these guys are like we say, bring a toy through here like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. You know who's here every minute of those days?
100%.
Sam or Stick, as he's better known. Joey, those guys are
Stick and
every
Joey.
single minute this week they've been here.
No, honestly, and total side note, these two, I'm not going to get emotional. I refuse to. However, when my daughter got sick 5 years ago, they showed up to the hospital. They didn't have to. They were there to support her. They were there to support me. And it's beyond a toy. It is the heart of Detroit. It is the heart of who these two are. And I'm honored to know them. So
We all
We
are,
all
for
are.
sure.
I think that goes to show you is the biggest thing is, and you can feel it. And if you're in this room right now or through the radio, but you can feel the energy of compassion for other people and forgiving, and that is what this Christmas spirit's all about. And you know what? I got some good juju that I needed here on this Friday. So feel good Friday. I appreciate you coming
appreciate
through.
you guys. Yeah,
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
a lot. Right?
And it's okay to get emotional.
It is.
absolutely.
People are fans too. Juice's Ghost says, "Yeah, keep covering up Neil with toys." So that's he's a big fan of that. But no, it is, guys. Like that, we're not just playing around here. Like being deadly serious, and it's something that I'm very serious about too. Again, if you're a parent, man,
I think the one thing here at Woodward Sports Network and Terry, yourself, myself, whatever, is that if we talk about it, we're going to be about it, and it's led by the guys, like you said, Stick and Joey and Adam, and the guys that are here all the time, trying to grind and make this work. And when you see things like that and how personable it is, that to remember that you do matter, and everything that whether you give, you thought, no matter what it is, it does mean something to somebody.
Yeah, Dom Rivera 88 says, "You guys got me all emotional over here." I mean, yeah, that's part of it. I want people to feel it. You know what I'm saying? I do. I want you to feel it, because feelings are what leads to actions. Like we can talk that talk, all we want. But when you feel it, there's action. Pete Smith says, all Terry Foster needs is a soprano sax in his hand, a glass of bourbon, and that's the cover for his next jazz album.
I'm all for it. Give me the bourbon.
Hey, seriously, we were talking yesterday about the Carrier Bowl or down in Louisiana or whatever. T. Foss would have to for sure go to show us around there, because does he not look like comfortable? Like, I could walk in there, and if he had that sax and that bourbon, I would think that this is his spot. T. Foss's jazz joint. You can catch you.
You better join me in that bourbon there, Mr. Sobriety over there.
That'll be him with
just
the bourbon.
Once. Or Neil. I know Neil will.
Neil loves that bourbon. I'll hammer on the sax.
There you go. Juices Ghost, is there a website we can donate cash for this? Yes, go to woodwardsports.com. There'll be a Venmo link there that you can hook up. And again, tap in, as our guy Joik Bell would like to say. Tap in if you're feeling this. If you're moved, do it, because we owe it. I owe it as a parent with kids who are knock on wood healthy. I owe that. We all owe that. We do, man. So that's why we're passionate about it here, and we're going to keep on keeping on about it. But yeah, we are talking Detroit Lions. We are talking Arizona Cardinals. But, for me, again, it's coming down to that where you're going to have to make that hard decision on TJ Hockenson coming down the road. And T. Foss is weighed in on it, and he said, that's something where he's prepared. I'm not prepared to go there yet, T. Foss. I'm not prepared to say,
Then what's your alternative? Having a tight end that we never heard of?
Yes. My alternative is Brad Holmes in a draft, armed with draft capital, saying, I need a tight end. Let me go dig one up here in the 4th round. That's not $13 million a season. Yes. That's my alternative.
Okay.
Total, complete faith. The way that Darren McCarty speaks about Steve Yzerman and the Yzer plan.
So you're going to get rid of TJ?
Depending on the number, yeah, man.
It's going to be a pretty number. Pretty penny.
Yeah.
So
cold world.
All that stuff that that you've developed with him. I know it's a cold world, but
can I get that as a soundbite, please?
Neil is nothing but a soundbite.
I love it.
a walking soundbite.
And I mean that in the most respectful way.
Absolutely.
In the nicest, most respectful way.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not dogging you.
So, but to the point, these are questions, and I think moving forward or whatever, that depending on what the number is, and is he more valuable to get something in return? I mean, these are all the questions that you want to have. This is part of your draft capital, salary cap, all that stuff talk, right? Right? Where are we going to do in moving forward? What's the best case scenario? So.
And that's why my draft capital is of the utmost value.
Utmost.
Because that's his ammunition. That's Brad Holmes' ammunition, and that's the way that they're going to fix everything with this Detroit Lions team. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back. More stuff, studio stuff going on here at Woodward Sports. But remember, Woodward Sports has you covered for Detroit Lions game day. The pregame show live at the Tin Roof in downtown Detroit, brought to you by Woodward Sports and Jose Cuervo, my guy Brilliant Edwards, Ryan Armani, Maz, Jade from WRIF, and more. They'll host the pregame show, which will be simulcasted live on Woodward Sports and 101.1 WRIF. And then the postgame side as well. We've been talking about Stick. He'll have it all ready to rock at the Brass Rail, one of my favorite spots in downtown. Stick and Anson will be there. They'll start broadcasting about the 2-minute warning of every game. They'll get the fan reaction, all the interactions, everything going on. There's a DJ, drinks, a Woodward Sports VIP section with food and more. Make sure you stop by after every Lions home game at the Brass Rail Detroit.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, and of course T-Foss, Terry Foster in the house doing the Stuff a Studio bit. We got to send out a special hello to Elizabeth, Katarina. They're sliding through the studio, dropping off their toys too for the Mott Children's Hospital. You guys, I'll give you guys again just tons of credit. They're closers around here. People are closers. They're coming in on Friday and lighting it up.
Coming in hot. Look at, we got more. So keep her coming. Back this way. Put them in, Joey. You can't have them holding big toys like that and not be able to come in.
Absolutely. It is. It's really, really heartwarming, man. Because
these are the buzzer beaters.
Yeah.
And buzzer beaters win games. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. There's the clutch gene, T-Foss. I think that's the terminology with it. But we've been talking about the bowl season as well. The news broke Kenneth Walker officially declaring for the NFL draft. And you guys know Pitt's quarterback as well, not going to play in the bowl, but Kenneth Walker made it official that he is declaring for the draft, and that starts now. And D-Mac, look, we've said it before. I know it's not this year. It may not be next year. It may not be the year after. You are going to see the day when somebody's in the college football playoff and they're going to say, you know what, I'm tired of making money for you.
No, absolutely. I think that goes back to we're going to see, you know, first off, great season. Congratulations. Proud of you. And we talked about it before. You got to take care of yourself with the year you had and walking away. This is to Terry's point about the bowl games. Well, what do they matter? They don't, unless you're those playoff teams. Now, it's a conversation that brings it up. When is a Final Four team, the way the playoff system is now, when are they affected by a quarterback or a running back or a legitimate guy going into the draft? But it's going to happen even more, Neil, because we're talking about expanding the playoff teams to 8 to 12 to stuff like this. So, again, it comes down to me, personal decision, because this ain't the end-all, be-all. If this is your end-all, be-all, like we said, this might be the last game for a lot of kids moving on in life. But if it's not, you got to worry about yourself. And until things are put in place, and I would expect follow the money, so that would be with NIL, somebody who's throwing contract money, is then you'll see it. But, you know, Kenny Pickett's not going to be there, Pitt. Kenneth Walker's not going to be there, MSU. You know, it doesn't change whether I'm going to turn the game on or not. I really didn't have any stock into it. Was happy that they, you know, finished the season they did.
Of all the positions in sports, the very on the top of the ladder of we don't give a damn about you,
running back
is running back, because they just run you through a wall. You can be injured on any play, more so at running back than any other. So, you know, he's making the right decision. Now, my Spartan family has bought tickets to Atlanta, and they're going to the bowl, and they say, oh, we're going to go see Kenneth Walker play. I said, no, you're not. You're not going to play in that game. So now they're like, oh, my God, we got tickets, and we have to go. I said, yeah, but aren't you there to see the Spartans? You're not there to see Kenneth Walker. Now they're kind of upset that they got all tickets and hotels and everything. So,
but you know that going in, though, T-Foss.
I know.
Like these day and age, and that's what's going to play a part too in the bowl games. T-Foss, let me ask you this. I'll put you on the spot right now.
That's impossible, but try.
All right, we're in El Paso. No, I'm just kidding. There's children in the room. There's children in the room. Are we going to see the day when a player is in the college football playoff and he says, "No, thanks, I'm good. I'm protecting the investment"?
That will happen. Now, it's not going to happen in the immediate future because we're still in the mindset now of you've got to play in these semifinal games. Back in the day when I was a youngster, you had to play in the bowl because you had to show school spirit. And if you started something, you had to finish. There's still some of that old school mentality. But now that's changed because of the playoffs. We understand and forgive guys now for not playing in the Peach Bowl, not playing in the Bahamas Bowl. We don't forgive them now for not playing in the semifinal game. Like,
and that's the vibe I've been getting from a lot of people, T-Foss. But I'm just trying to mentally prepare. That day is coming, T-Foss.
It is.
It is.
But if Aiden Hutchinson today says, I'm not playing against Georgia, that man would receive all kinds of hate mail and stuff on social media. But once it dies down a little bit and people really understand what these games are, it would be okay for Aiden Hutchinson not to play for Michigan, but that might be like 15, 20 years down the road.
But
we evolve as a society.
It is going to happen. Pete Smith says potential millions of future dollars versus playing to make other people money. And make no mistake, and Mike Leach has come out, and I love Mike Leach. I do. He's great. He's entertaining and all that stuff.
But he's a clown.
Sure. No, I mean, he is. He plays the bit a lot. And he talked about how, the players should play and all that kind of stuff. And it's easy for you to say, you have a $30 million contract that's going to be paid no matter what. That if you pick up tomorrow and leave and go take the Clemson job, you're still going to get your money that you got. And guess what? Clemson's going to pay you more. That's easy for you to say. You've made your money. I'm never going to be in the business of telling someone what to do.
College coaches are hypocrites.
%, yeah.
Is Brian Kelly coaching Notre Dame in their bowl game? No. Who else left?
Cristobal, you got the headless.
Lincoln Riley.
Cristobal.
Lincoln Riley, is he coaching Oklahoma in their bowl game? No.
No, Oregon's playing Oklahoma in a bowl. Neither of them have coaches.
The headless coach game.
The coach always comes down and says, the players need to be more disciplined. They need to play for their schools and everything. But the coach, I do what I want to do. I get paid. I got a big name. I'll leave you before your bowl game, after your bowl. It doesn't matter. The coach does what he wants. But you better not do it.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Strokes for different folks. And then that's where the money comes in. It's going to be the day, and I'm going to say it right here, is what I think is that when the sponsorship, NIL, controls the player more than the team does.
And DMAC and T-Foss, I'll tell you guys this too. I think we're not far off from the day where you see Jim Smith, the best quarterback in America, who signs a name, image, and likeness deal with Home Depot, is going to the college football playoff with Clemson, but the game's sponsored by Lowe's. And Home Depot pays him, so he's going to say, you know what, I'm sitting out. You're going to see this.
Amen, brother. Well, amen. You will see that. We've seen that before with Coke and Pepsi stuff in the NFL. So, yeah, that is coming. Sports is changing. But here's the thing. I know people say, well, it's ruining sports. No, it's not. What you're doing is you're treating players the same way we've been treating coaches for decades. Coaches can just pick up, leave, stay, do whatever the hell they want, cut players. It doesn't matter. But now we expect players to stay and be loyal. And I think that's changing now. Like I said, we're evolving as a society.
Rack says, can't make it to the studio like I planned today, but I'm going to hit the website up and drop some in the Venmo now. Appreciate that. WoodwardSports.com for the Stuff of Studio promotion. Robert says, I like how first and second rounders are skipping an opportunity to increase their stock and missing out on a great experience. Life is made up of experiences. And Robert...
Right? Like Alex brings up Jake Butt, the tight end, who was a perennial first rounder, and then he has an ACL injury in this game, and he's fifth rounder out of the league in 3 years. That's reality.
Right.
That is. And did everybody chip in and give Jake Butt the money that he lost? No.
Did teammates kick in 10% of their salary for the rest of their lives?
Say, hey man, too bad. You my boy, but hey, you made a decision.
Yeah, and that's where it is, and we're gonna see this. Jason says the viewing for the Peach Bowl will probably be less than expected. Two of the most exciting players fans wanted to see this bowl season are not playing. And I'll ask this: I'll be that guy. I bet in the early beginnings of the Peach Bowl marketing campaign, there was Kenny Pickett and there was Kenneth Walker up there with the Peach Bowl logo and all that stuff. And how much of that? How much were they compensated for their likenesses and promotions of the bowl and all that stuff?
I can tell you.
Take a guess, T-Foss.
Zitis.
Right. And why? How is that fair? And they sold tickets, Tifa. Your family bought tickets. If your family knew Kenneth Walker wasn't going to play, would they have bought tickets?
No. They would not have gone. But
so there's some kind of residual value to Kenneth Walker.
I know, there is. Kenneth Walker does. But my thing is, if you're Spartans, go see the Spartans play. Kenneth Walker is not Michigan State football, right? No I in team, but they went down to see him play one last time, and it's not going to happen, so...
Brian wants to know, T-Foss, are you going to the Peach Bowl, Terry? Because if I got you, if you want to go to Magic City or the Blue Flame.
You know what? Hey, I'm going to say something shocking. I don't like Magic City. I don't. Magic City is the most overrated strip club in America.
Where's that?
Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta.
If you've ever listened to a rap song in your life, they've referenced.
Right.
There's an 80% chance.
And then
I
guess the chicken wings are good.
Was that Lou Williams' spot?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lou, ask Lou Williams. Text your boy Lou Williams right now.
That's sort of, we're talking, lead us back into the first subject about COVID a couple years ago. Wasn't that the Lou Boo Boo? Boo Boo Lou?
Hey,
chicken
fellas,
sandwich?
if you're out
Terry
there and
says
you're a regular
Magic City's
guy
overrated.
and you're in Atlanta, don't go to Magic City. I said it.
Where should you go?
Space Odyssey 5000?
You should go to Space Odyssey 5000 in Tampa. I'm telling you, they'll treat you nicer.
And yeah, pop the extra couple bucks to fly down to Tampa. That's all T-Foss is saying, right? That's all you're saying.
Well, he mentioned it the other day. You could be in and out in a return trip, all good by dinner.
Yeah, you sure can. You won't want to, but you could do it.
Juice's Ghost says, damn, T-Foss hates that place. LOL.
I'm telling you, you know what? If you are a big-time athlete with big money, and I'm talking about thousands of dollars to burn in one day, go. They'll treat you nice. But if you're a regular Joe, don't go. They won't even let you touch them. Don't go.
So, all right. Can we structure?
All right. Go ahead. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Go ahead.
Can we structure the show where we have Sawyer's Formula Un, we have my Get Right pick, and we have T-Foss's Gentleman's Establishment reviews
around the states? Today's state. Can we do Mississippi next week?
Gentleman's Establishment's reviews with T-Foss. You want to be a YouTube sensation?
Sure.
We got it.
I'll tell you what you should do.
We got it.
Now, not that I'm an expert on strip clubs, but if you want to see something freaky, there is a stripper in Pontiac with one leg.
She's not the only one.
But homegirl is still out there doing her thing, doing the pole and everything.
Oh,
God bless her.
my gosh, people.
It's a good Friday anyways. But you know what? Before here, Neil, let me...
Hold on, D-Mac. Remember before we were talking about giving giving toys to kids for Christmas and everything? That's all out the window.
No. Now we're talking about adult kids.
It's all over.
About adulting for your adult children, because a lot of us have older kids too. Anyways.
Oh, boy.
You want me to take it from here?
Please do.
Because you know what? No matter where you're going, right? Even if you're going to go to this Space Odyssey 5000 or wherever the place Terry hates is, Magic City in Atlanta, you want to look good, boys. And you know what? There's no better place to go than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Yes, we are a simple bunch. We like football. We like our haircut. We like televisions. They have them. You can look at your face and watch the screen because there's TVs in every mirror. So all you do, go to your local Lady Jane's, you walk in, you sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you're handsome and clean. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome on this wicked awesome Friday. T-Foss, Neil Rule, D-Mac, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Be right back.
I'm Cade Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The pros know. Go! Listen Monday through Friday for Big D Energy Live on the Woodward Sports Network with Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty, former Lion Joik Bell, and the silky voice of Neil Rule.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network coming down the stretch here on a Friday. I think that T-Foss, and look, you guys have heard me talk about this before. Update from the Bahamas Bowl, by the way. 3:23 left in the first quarter. There is no score. So T-Foss
lost my first bet.
T-Foss is down one bet already. The Toledo and Middle Tennessee State's approaching the red zone. So you're Toledo -3 in the first quarter. Ain't looking good.
That's why I leave the betting up to you guys like you.
Your over's not looking good. Middle Tennessee State now down to the 6-yard line. So looks like your first
over being jeopardy in the first quarter. Like last night.
There's no score, T-Foss.
Okay, but last night, didn't they score 29 points in the fourth quarter?
They did.
Okay.
They did.
So you're never
I said it's not looking good. That's all I said.
You're a pessimist,
I didn't say it was over. I didn't say it was over, T-Foss.
Trying to take my money from
Hey,
you.
Terry, just like I got to follow up. Did you eat at Magic City? Was the food any good? Or you didn't even?
The food was decent.
Okay.
I did not have the chicken wings. I regret that to this day. But, I mean, it just, you know how some things just get so much hype.
I get it, Terry. I get it. Your regional Ripper review. That's
you know what's happening? It's getting hyped by people with money telling people without money to go.
There you go.
And they'll go there and have a horrible time. And then the guy with money like, well, I don't know what happened. I had a good time there. Yeah, because you got money.
Juice's Ghost says no Tay-Tays for regular folks. Another soundbite for Terry. Yeah. Bob says, if I'm Aiden Hutchinson, I don't play against Georgia. I'm the potential #1 pick. My stock can't get any higher. And he's driven by the championship. That's a difference, but we're not far off from the day when the #1 overall pick says, I'm not interested. So, you know.
That's true, but I do believe, yes, money is important. But I think a guy like Aiden Hutchinson is like, okay, I want to leave a legacy behind. And he's left a legacy by beating Ohio State and then winning the Big Ten championship. But he's got a chance to put Michigan in a national championship game. That's something that will be on his resume the rest of his life, and that'll be something he'll think about for the rest of his life. I took my school to the championship game. So
there is a touchdown in the Bahamas Bowl. Middle Tennessee State is on the board. Extra point pending. They have a 6-0 lead with 1:30 to play in the first quarter. So, you know, we're off and running for bowl season. We'll keep you updated as things go on. But, you know, I want to make that movement to have the T-Foss Gentlemen's Establishment review on YouTube. I will tell you this, within a year, he'd have more subscribers than Dan TDM or Dude Perfect or Unspeakable or any of these other YouTubers that kids are watching these days. T-Foss would be a YouTube sensation.
He already is. He just doesn't know it yet. Doesn't capitalize. We got to get him to capitalize on it. Man of many talents and everything else. But my question, just to follow up on the Hutchinson, will the bowl games, like you said, because of the NIL, will they have to throw money to these players? I know they throw them to the school, but will it be
if they want them to play in the bowl?
That, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that just thinking about this even more, it gets more. Well, everything gets more complicated, but I mean, there's different layers to this because you are going to have what if Aiden Hutchinson didn't have his dad play at Michigan and had a different mentality about what his first overall or real high stock value wouldn't getting to the national championship isn't #1 on his radar, right? There's other kids like that are gonna step away. How are you going to stop that? Because, like you said, it's coming. It's just when. How soon will it be here?
Don't tell me when. Tell me when.
That's it.
That is it. Red Wings last night. Just take a couple minutes to touch on this. They got
garbage on the road. There's a garbage on the road. You know, like here.
They continue to fall behind by 2 or 3 goals, and then they fight their way back.
I wrote this down because Mike Bilby on our chat had asked me this before about, and then he says, yeah, we continue to see the Wings, but what are the hardest parts about playing on the road? And I think that what they're experiencing now a lot of time is just that the sort of the youth of figuring out, because it's all about the start, right? It's all about, they always put themselves, it seems, on the road. They get behind. You know, look at last night, get down a few, you know, get down 3-2, be able to tie it up, and then not be able to come back on the road. The things that they do at home, things that we were seeing, pulling out a tie game, going into overtime, winning those games, they don't have that gear on the road. I don't know what it is. It's more so, I would speculate, it's just more so finding out what your routine is. It takes you, just because you're on the road, and I go to Terry or go to you, Neil, because you guys have routines when you go on the road to report a game.
It's a lot easier
to cover the game, and it is a lot easier. But you have to get your mentality of what first. You have to know what you need, right? what you need as a player, whether it's to physically be prepared, mentally be prepared, your sleep, your dinner, all these different things. And then you learn as a group. It's a lot of this sort of same thing. So there's the miss there. But again, Neil, they don't have the ability to not start the game. And when you get behind, it doesn't matter if they do it at home or on the road. They're getting behind the 8 ball so they're not starting on time. Right? And that's the whole thing. And that can come down to a bad goal. It can come down to a mental break. It can come down to the play the other day that we mentioned, Zadina playing the point on the power play, gets beat by Clutterbuck, lets in a goal. It's the mental thing. It's not necessarily the physical things, but it's the mental things, and you can see the lapses.
I agree it's the mental thing, because in the NHL, most of the time when you look at a guy lined up against you, I can compete against this guy. But a lot of times on the road, this guy who you're playing against is so revved up because he's happy to be home. In the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm not as good as this guy tonight. Or I'm afraid tonight because it's a road. And usually it happens with young guys.
You brought up a great point. Matchups. At home, you change last. So you get the matchup. So when you're facing off at home, you get to play who the coach or the team wants you to play against on the other team. When you're on the road, you don't have that luxury. So to Terry's point, right, is that the matchups probably they got to figure a way to maybe change the lineup or do different matchups. What's up, y'all?
You guys know my favorite matchup.
Uh-oh.
And that's this, the bottle of Gypsy Vodka with some club soda and a couple lines. And speaking of Gypsy Vodka, the folks are here from Gypsy Vodka. They're bringing in their toys, too, as well for the stuff.
Hold up. This bottle of Gypsy Vodka looks like it's pretty much complete.
Hey, do you want to hear the conversation every morning? We know it's not me. We know it every morning. Neil goes, oh, my gosh, somebody's into my bottle, and it keeps dilapidating away.
Yeah.
Now, Joey, we know I'm used to drink a lot, right?
Yes.
And you know what? That's something by somebody who you might want to just turn that mirror around and look into the face.
And now, guys, come on. It's corn distilled 6 times, artesian spring waters, always like, and manufactured in Petoskey. Guys, it's like the perfect storm. Friday night.
If I did. I would.
If I did.
But
No,
I
appreciate having you guys in. Appreciate your support of Woodward Sports, and more importantly, the stuff, a studio thing. Big shout out to you guys. You know what? That was clutch for my daughter when she was really little. That's how she kind of learned to ride the bike. Yeah.
These are nice.
Is that the new 4-wheel sort of thing, or the new? Like,
you want to give it a try? Should we set it up for you real quick? Hey, so these are the twins, by the way, that started the whole concept, Adam and Mike. And
Mike, yep.
Refer to her as the part-time girlfriend, Alexis. just tell us a little bit about Gypsy Vodka, the way you guys got started and everything, because they're crushing it up north in Petoskey especially.
Right.
Yeah, so we were just living ski bum lifestyle out of Colorado, and our parents were just getting on us, go work at Quicken Loans, use your degree. You went to college, do something with your lives. And we pissed them off more. We went to music festivals and started a company to sell hat pins and merchandise, and we just slowly turned into Gypsies. But the whole idea why we worked at music festivals and stuff was to launch a vodka company. And it was Hi-Fi Vodka, but we changed it to Gypsy Vodka just by our lifestyle and what we believed in. So.
Oh, nice.
Are y'all old enough to drink Gypsy Vodka?
They were old enough to figure out the secret behind it.
I mean, I wasn't old enough when we started drinking it.
Oh, okay, all right.
But, you know,
that's a great answer.
We know the cops around here pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, but you still got to sample the product to make sure it's good.
That's why it's good to be a twin, right? You know,
I mean,
it's always him.
A lot of times I'd go breathathis for him.
There you go.
Right. But
Adam, that's the beauty of being twins, though. It's got to be the beauty of that.
I can't do it today. I'll go in for you.
Yeah, Adam and Mike here from Gypsy Vodka. You guys hear me talk about them all the time here, every single day on the show. I can say this to you guys. I mean, at a baseline, you guys, local guys, as we talk about, products made in Michigan, that's great. But you know what? The bottom line, it's good vodka. Awesome. Like that's it. I mean, like I said, I'm not kidding around when I say we do this, and then we do that one more time, and then we mix a club soda in there and a couple limes, and that's a Saturday evening around the house, everybody. And so I'm thankful for the product you guys put out there. I enjoy it. I encourage a lot of people to go out there. As I say, ask for it by name, Gypsy Vodka. But in and above that, again, appreciate you guys getting behind the cause as well.
What do you guys got coming for the new year? What's
next?
next? Yeah,
so we're actually in the process of building out a new distillery. It'll be the biggest one in Michigan, and that's going to be in Petoskey. So busy with that and expanding our place over in Mackinac Island. So we have a lot planned. It's busy. After summer season, usually it's nice to slow down, but it hasn't slowed down at all yet.
Man,
so, which is good.
They're fenced to be a conglomerate.
All right, can I put the Gypsy Vodka people on notice? If you have a Shirley Temple and pour Gypsy Vodka in it, what does it become?
Dirty Gypsy.
Nope. It's a dirty Shirley. I learned that from Kennedy here.
Like that? I'll have to drink one of those in a little bit.
All right.
When we come up north, our yearly up north trip, we're going to slide on through and see you guys, man.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Adam, Mike, Alexa, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming through.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Absolutely.
Appreciate
Take our
it.
final
Me
break
too.
of the show. When we come back, the end of Big D Energy here on a Friday, Woodward Sports Network.
You know what, guys? It's Friday, and whether it's Gypsy Vodka, whether it's the toys, you know who gets it. Guardian Alarm, they get it. A good defense on and off the field helps you feel secure. Guardian Alarm is state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe, all with 24/7 monitoring right from your phone. Lock, unlock, temperatures, control lights. Do everything, even if it catches on fire. You would literally just smoke detector or that deadly killer carbon monoxide silent killer. So, if you want to be just like us, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Net family, you too can get on the Guardian Alarm protection train, but you need to call 1-800.
Stay out!
That's 1-800.
Stay out!
Well, looks like we got a whole bunch of new people around here dropping off gifts, Fish, so I need this really loud for this Friday. That's 1-800.
Stay out! Get out of my house. Come donate toys. Have fun. Enjoy the weekend. Go enjoy the bowl game. Toledo, Middle Tennessee State.
There it is.
Go
Guardian
Rockets.
Alarm, they get it. That's it. 1-800. Stay out. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years of keeping families safe. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Be right back.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Woodward Sports. Missed part of the show today? Watch again on YouTube or download the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, T-Foss in the house. Fish is here. Sawyer is here as well. Happy you guys are all with us as we wind up the show. Lots of love for the Gypsy Vodka people. Michigan State Spartans, Sparty alums in the building. Mike G says headed to Petoskey during the holidays. We'll scoop up a few bottles of Gypsy. So, people are in on it. Mike also said, T-Foss, you look like a reporter that just announced Prohibition just ended. Gypsy Vodka for everyone.
I like that. That's right.
I can do that.
Terry, you should be the Gypsy Vodka, like,
You know what? I just thought of something because this is going to be your fault. First of all, I want to apologize for derailing the show. But Darren, this is your fault.
I love it.
You brought up the Booty Lounge. You know it, which used to be in Eastern Market before Lions games. I don't know if it's still there, but how about some Gypsy Vodka, a couple strippers on the Booty Lounge, and let it go.
I'll bring the Darren McCarty brand too. We can have that just in case.
Oh yeah, you got your own little stuff.
We can have the brand. We
you
can
know
have
what?
The vodka,
And you know what?
We can have the
Neil's got to come.
We can have the.
I'll be there.
We'll have the Neil Rule, which is the vodka, the D-Mac, which is cannabis, and the T-Foss, which is a Tate. There we
Right.
go. We got our own section.
Everyone's got their own their own specialties.
And that is Big D Energy OG edition.
Absolutely. Updating the Bahamas Bowl. Toledo has leveled the playing field. They go in for a touchdown. It is 7-7 down there in the Bahamas. Did want to bring you guys this too. It's being reported in some outlets that Carlos Correa turned down 10 years, $275 million from the Tigers. Then they signed Javier Baez, and this comes from our guy Tony Paul to a 6-year, $140 million contract. Hard to believe if they were willing to go to 275, they wouldn't have gone to 300. Correa must have wanted a lot more.
But didn't Correa come out and say 300 for 10? Like, I'm sort of like, I smell a little bit of fishy in there because I don't think you undercut or offer them or just sort of like this is what we're at unless it's all we can go is here. Like unless you're saying when the negotiation we want to do it, but we can only go this far.
I don't care because I didn't want him here at that price anyway because he's not.
You wouldn't take him at 10 for 275? Come on. Yeah.
Fellas, I don't think Darren is, but you might be falling for the PR game. I think with the Tigers.
This is classic Tigers, Terry.
The Tigers are saying, oh, you said we wouldn't go 10 years with a guy? Yes, we would, but it's going to be 10 years, 275, knowing he's going to turn it down.
And that's why you leak it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they've done this for. They did this with Max Scherzer.
Sure.
They did this with Juan Gonzalez. They did it with everybody.
So
man.
you at least say, hey, we were in the ball game. He just turned it down. But then when he signs 10 years, $350 million, you're like, hey, that was too rich for us. And most of us will say, yeah, you know what, you're right. But here is what this town was setting it up for. A lot of fans are upset that the Tigers weren't willing to go 10 years, $300 million, right? But when Carlos Correa gets older and that contract doesn't make sense, then those same people are going to complain about, why did you give this guy 10 years? So I think the Tigers are in a no-win situation with Carlos Correa, so that's why they went on to their...
I think they got the guy they wanted at the money they wanted at the thing. I think they gave away one more year. I think they wanted him like 5 at a little less money, but they got him at 6 for that money in Baez. But he was their guy.
Right.
I think it was because of what you're saying, and it doesn't sort of bother me. I guess when I hear the 10 for 275 is like that you disrespected him. That's how I look if you gave it out like that.
Or here's another one.
You never wanted to be in the mix in the first place.
You didn't want to be in the mix.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Or hey, Carlos Correa, A.J. Hinch, that's his boy. He'll come here for this home count, whatever discount you want. There's no discounts in sports. So the Tigers are maybe betting that, well, he'd take a little less to play with A.J. Hinch. And I'm sure Correa will say, well, A.J., I love playing for him, but he don't pay the bills.
Right.
So I'm going to get as much money as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Tammy says, I hate long-term contracts that bit the Red Wings in the butt for years. Exactly. No more Franz Nielsen type deals. And Correa, look, I'm for it. Like the Miguel Cabrera contract, yes. I was here. He was transcendent. He was the best in the game. ... It all lines up real quickly here. The get right of the weekend. I'm going to get you right. Louisiana Lafayette in the New Orleans Bowl. Lay the 5 against Marshall. I got you right. Here in studio, the stuff of studio still going on, and the people at Papa Romano's coming in as Joey Nam said. They were coming in hot, everybody.
Are these the Papa Romano people?
The Papa Romano's people.
Papa Crew. Put you on the spot again.
There's a boss right there.
All right.
What's up, boss man? How you doing today?
Good.
Who we talking to here?
So, Chris Condra from Papa Romano's. This is my son Daniel.
All right.
You guys are great to the community, so we wanted to support you guys. Everybody's going through a lot of stuff right now with COVID and sicknesses and these kids, so we had to step it up for our community. Without them, we wouldn't be in business after 50 years.
I think that you're a great example of that to realize, and we all love Papa Romano's and what you do. And, I love the generation. You got the boys here, doing it what it's all about, right? What do you put in, the hard work to give out, and the fact that you're able to give to some other kids and to be able to do that, fortunate, man, you're way ahead. Way ahead in life, kid.
And a big shout out to Papa Romano's, too, because, again, this is the theme, and this is what we keep going back to and what we're talking about. Like, folks, this is our community here, man. Like,
Sorry,
we brought everybody in.
I was wrong. There's partners. There's a partner owners, right?
Yeah.
These two are the partner owners. You can't remember. It's just like Gypsy Vodka. It's a brother thing.
Listen, Darren, we're talking about Chaldeans here. There's like 20 more over there. Let's not get them all up here. We got no space to fit them all.
Why not? More the merrier.
No, but again, a big thank you to Papa Romano's because, I mean, the bottom line, it's important to you guys. It's just like it's important to us. And we share that. And we people have come through here all day, all week, and we just can't thank you guys enough.
It's important to teach them young. They're fortunate to have what they need, and they need to understand that it's not that way for everybody.
Love it.
So they have to step up.
God bless you, man.
We owe for that, man.
That's it.
We absolutely owe for that. But yeah, PapaRomanos.com, everyone. Hey, if you haven't ate lunch yet, bust open that computer, PapaRomanos.com, and do it up. So for the folks at Papa Romano's, everybody
Excuse
here.
me, Papa Romano's. Hey, I gotta butt myself in this. Can you educate these young guys around here? When they talk about Papa Romano's, all they talk about is pizza. But you can get Italian chicken.
You can
and
get pasta. You can get salads.
Salads, and your breadsticks are crazy.
Bambino bread. Yes, they
are.
The Bambino bread.
Hey, yeah, that's what I said.
Bambino bread.
Pop
So
open that computer.
educate the youngsters. I have always all these young guys. I love them, but every time I come in here, I got to educate them.
They don't know about the Bambino bread.
Yeah, they should know about the Bambino bread, and that Italian chicken is good too.
Oh, sure is. Yep. And then we got some pizza for you guys too. I hope you're hungry.
Our guys here. Appreciate Papa Romano's. Appreciate everybody listening, contributing to the Stuff of Student. It's been a wild success. This is what it's about, everybody. It's about everybody coming together.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Gang, gang.
Well, Jay.